How's everybody doing out there today? This is MR of MRT and Associates coming to you guys, and I'm going to try to make this video brief. I'm not going to stay on too long because just don't want to tie up too much time in regards to trying to inform you of all the things that are necessary of getting your credit improved, and taking the bad credit, making it good, and also taking the good, making it better. Well, first off, I just want to let you guys know that the things that you guys are able to do with your credit, you can improve it upon yourself. We're in business ourselves here to help people with educating them and counseling them in regards to improving their credit, what it is they need to do in regards of spending habits and various things like that, placing them on budgets and all those type of things that's going to benefit you guys down the road in the long run for the future. So that way you'll have a good future and sustain yourself in those golden years, quote unquote, where you'll be able to just be able to live and not have to go out there and get a second job once you possibly retire. So, but anyway, what I'm here to talk to you guys about is being able to do these things upon yourself. Now, like I said, my business, rather my company is in business to do that. We can definitely do that for you, but in regards to that, the way the economy is, a lot of people cannot afford the fees that we do charge. So what we considered and we talked about in our meetings is to figure out a way to help people help themselves. And by doing so, you will be empowered to the point where you will be able to just know the knowledge in regards of how credit works and the benefit it has for you. And what that I mean is you will get better rates in regards to loans that you do apply for as opposed to a higher rate with a bad credit score. So what you can do is there are various things that in regards to incorrect statements, or I should say incorrect items that are on your credit, you can take care of that yourself and get it rectified. You can also do trade lines, but the thing about trade lines is it's kind of a double-edged sword in regards to you being charged if the person that has made you in a joint use of their account, if they do something bad, your credit suffers also. So then you defeat the purpose of yourself improving it. So the thing about it is when you do become an authorized user or a joint user of someone else's account, you want to quickly get off of their account, because you never know, circumstances may present themselves to the point where they would be in a bad situation and boom, your credit is dinged right along with theirs. Also, in reference to the other things that you're able to do, know that credit history is a lengthy thing. It's very important to have. It's like 35% of your credit. So having a good history is a wonderful thing, but having a long history that has a lot of derogatory items on it, it really pulls you down as far as credit score wise. And then also, having accounts. As far as new accounts, the credit agencies do not look at those until they're like about maybe 18 to 24 months in standing. So if you apply for a loan with a lender, they're going to look at that and they see you have new credit. If you only have like 6 months, they're not going to really consider it a lengthy enough time for them to consider it being, what should I say, just a long enough time period to show that you have been paying consistently on time. That's why they consider 18 to 24 months really the deciding factor upon giving you a loan at a kind of decent rate for new credit. Also, in regards to your credit, now if you have collection accounts, know that if it's something that you're trying to settle with a collection company, try to get that letter in a sense. Get the letter. Do not get the word of the collection agency, because sometimes what they do is they'll tell you that you pay and then they sell your file to another collection agency and then you have to start the process all over again. So you don't want to allow them, I should say, to do that. So get that letter before you even make the payment to them. Also, back to collection items. Now, know that if you pay a collection item that's been on your credit file for 2-3 years, what happens is, quote unquote, you allow that credit item that collection credit item, to go on your credit once again for another 7 years. It'll be paid, but being as a collection item, it will pull your credit score down. I'm not saying don't pay it. I'm just saying that if it's close to the point of possibly falling off on its own, then allow it to. Because if you pay it, it's stuck on there for another 7 years. So that's just something that some people are not aware of that. They figure if they pay it, it's going to just make it better. It usually doesn't. And a lot of times you're paying an item that's being stated paid for less than agreed. So that means you paid less of the amount that you originally got the credit for. And that's how they look unfavorably upon that. Also, in regards to late payments, one important item there. You can pay an item late, but I'm saying in regards to before it's put on your credit as a 30-day late item. After the 30th day, then it goes to the credit agencies and it's put on your credit file. But if you pay it late and it doesn't report to the credit agency, know that the creditor is going to charge you a late fee. It's unfortunate. So the thing of it is, don't pay late. You don't have to pay the extra fees. That money can go to something else. The way the economy is right now, you really want to have as much money within your pocket as possible. So, and also, like I said, I'm just running off on a few tips here just to get you guys aware of how your credit is and how important it is to sustain it in a good standing, especially with this economy now, because that is one of the most vital pieces of, I should say, assets that we do have. Our credit is going to play a major role in the following years to come. So this is the time to really get it. If you have a few items that are really pulling you down, really get those squared away, take care of them, so that way you can definitely get yourself situated to the point where you'll be in a better credit standing, so that when you do apply for something, you get a good rate. And that way you'll be looked more favorably to the lenders. Lenders really focus on that, and I'm sure if you guys have applied for credit and you didn't get it, you were probably surprised, but not being aware of that, quote unquote, you have, a few late payments on your credit file, plus you don't have a significant enough credit established. If you just have credit cards, that's not really the sole thing that's going to get you credit. You have to have credit cards, a mortgage, an auto loan, installment loans. This is showing that you're a well-rounded credit potential person to give credit to. So that way you'll be able to show that you have these different accounts standing and you're making these payments on them regularly. But then also, you don't want to get yourself into a situation where you're above your head and you can't make all these payments. So you really focus on just having at least a mortgage, a car loan. But if you don't need a new car, don't go out and get a new car. But you do need a place to live. So that's major. So having a mortgage loan is priority. And then if you have a new car, you get a new car. But if you don't need one, don't get one. And if you do have credit cards, or you just 3 major credit cards, just 3. All right, and trying to get the best rate as possible. Raise your score, you get a better rate. And then also, as far as store cards, they're okay, but they don't always really push your score up. The 3 major credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, you can get American Express, great. Discover, yeah, also. But those are just a few of the tips that I wanted to mention to you guys today. But of my series, I'm going to be calling it Credit Scoring Demystified, so that way it'll allow folks to know how they can definitely improve their credit without them having to go out and pay a lot of fees. I'm not cutting my throat, in a sense. I'm just educating a lot of people and making them aware, so that way they can do what it is they need to do for themselves. Because a lot of times people don't have the money. And by not having the money, hey, quote unquote, you can't correct the situation that you're in. So by having low resources of income, hey, you are able to do things upon your own, get educated in the process, and then what you do is you will be more well-rounded in regard because you've done it yourself, you know how it works, and then you're able to know not to put yourself in that situation again to the point where you might have caused yourself the damage that you've done to your credit score right now. So in regards to that, once again, this is MR Turnbull of MRT and Associates. Till then, you guys take it easy, and always remember, credit matters.